friends, welcome to the start of another reading vlog. This is going to be another seasonal vlog. It is autumn here in Australia. I know it is spring for pretty much everyone who follows my channel, but I'm in autumn, so we're going to do an autumn themed reading vlog because why not? I am going to start tentatively the vlog today, but I am hoping that I am either going to the zoo or the museum tomorrow with my sister and my niece, so there will be some other content and I will be starting some reading later on, but I am feeling marginally productive, so I've got a list of things to do around the place. I probably won't show you everything because honestly it's a little bit embarrassing how much I need to clean up around here because I live in a shoebox and I am a neurodivergent millennial, so this is as good as we get. But I'm feeling like just getting rid of stuff. So while that hits me, I'm just going to do it. But I thought I would start the vlog. And if there are bits and pieces that I can show, I will do that. Otherwise, I will check in later. I have a bunch of books about fall and autumn. I'm hoping that not all of them are holiday themed stuff, but we'll check that out afterwards. So stay tuned. It's currently sunny outside. The first clip in this video would have been the rain. So I don't really know what we're gonna get through this vlog because this is Melbourne, and Melbourne in any season has every season, so we'll see how we go and how we progress. All right, I have to show you guys these are some things that I bought for Mella when she's a bit older. Like, they're not for her now because they're for ages 3 and up, but they were on sale and I absolutely love this company. It's called Make Me Iconic. They're an Australian company and they make really awesome handmade things. I'm just gonna put the box on the floor. So they have a tea set. Now this is the extension tea set, which if you flip it over, these are all wooden toys, but they come with, oh, that's upside down, with all of these little things. So there's tea bags and matcha and extra cups and biscuits and lemon and orange slices and milk. This is the original tea set. So it's all wooden. And that's what it includes. And like, these were half off. So of course I got them. I also got some extra, they do Australian biscuits, which that's what we call cookies here, guys. Anyway, you can buy like replacement ones. So I just got a couple of extras because they're only a couple of dollars. And I didn't buy the kit. And then because I spent so much, I got this bonus gift. It's like a little doll pacifier clip thing. I also got the doctor's kit because, you know, my sister is a nurse. They didn't quite have a nurse's kit, but I thought this would still work really well. I've got these and I'll just now store them for like 2 years. So I have done a big clean out of my bathroom cupboards, tidied some things up, threw out a whole bunch of stuff that had expired that I no longer need, stuff that I've never used. It's a good clean out. This is the part of my brain that's pretending it's spring cleaning time even though we're in autumn. And I've also put on the slow cooker because I have a whole bunch of chicken thighs in the freezer, so I just grabbed one of the bags out and just put it in the slow cooker with a Greek marinade and some potatoes, so hopefully that should be good. And now I'm just doing laundry, and I was double checking to see which books it was that I was going to read for this vlog because I did go through my books on my Kindle, and I do have one that thematically would be good to read. It's called the Fall in Love anthology, but it's 12 full-length books. So I'm not reading 12 full-length small town romance books for this vlog. I am, however, going to read 3 books. The first one is Just Don't Fall by Emma Sinclair, I think it is. And this is a fake dating hockey rom-com. The cover is very fall themed. There is Autumn Nights by Willow Astor, which is a single dad sports romance. I can't remember what the sport is. I think it might be football, maybe. And then Just So I Have a Win in here, regardless of how everything else goes, I've got Underneath It All by Kate Canterbury, which is the first book in her Walsh family series. So yeah, those are going to be the books that I read. So I will update you when I start them, which is not going to be right this second. Hi friends. So it's 8:30 at night and I've decided I'm going to make a baby berry crisp, because what else would you do at 8:30 on a Monday night? I have strawberries and blueberries and we are just going to make this up as I go along. Okay, so this is going to be my little berry crisp. I was missing a significant number of things, so they have been added to the shopping list and I had to improvise. So it's just some frozen strawberries and blueberries that I bought fresh and froze myself. Worked out cheaper that way. Won't for long because things are going out of season. And then for the crisp, some arrowroot powder just to hopefully make it a little bit jammy. And then rolled oats, and then I usually would use almond flour, but I didn't have any, so I just blitzed up some more overnight oats just to thicken it up a little bit of brown sugar, some maple syrup. Didn't have coconut oil, which I thought I did, but clearly do not. And some vanilla. So that'll go in the oven. While the oven is heating up, I will tell you about Just Don't Fall, which is the book that I'm reading. I'm 50% of the way through the book and I'm really enjoying it. It is a closed door romance. It is a hockey romance, and it is a fake dating story. So it is about Logan and Parker. Logan played in the NHL but got bumped down to the AHL after an injury and just generally not playing nice with the media and whatnot. And so he's come to an AHL team in his hometown where he didn't really want to come back to. And the team that he plays for has a really big social media presence. And Parker is the social media manager for the team. She ends up needing a date to her father's birthday gala, and so Logan agrees to go with her. He is also the former best friend of her older brother, and when Logan went to play for the NHL, he just kind of left suddenly, so everyone's sort of working through some issues. Anyway, where I've got to at 50% is literally they've just arrived at the gala, so we're going to see what kind of chaos ensues. Okay, so I just finished Just Don't Fall and it was so stinking cute. Like, it is utterly adorable. And it is part of a series of interconnected standalone stories by different authors called the Sweater Weather series. I don't think I said that earlier. And they're not all hockey ones, but there is another hockey one. I think it's the last book in the series, which follows the goalie that is in this book. I will probably have to read that at some point. Not for this video, probably not for this video, but I will be reading it because Felix was utterly delightful. But yes, I really did like Logan and Parker's story. It was very cute. It was fairly low angst, and despite the fact that it is closed door, like the most we get is kisses, it worked. It worked for what it is. There is a really awesome proposal scene in here, and normally, like, I'm not a wedding baby epilogue kind of person, but this one was pretty good. And I also just love that, you know, she's the social media manager and she's got all of these guys doing all of these random TikTok viral video things, and they're all like, yeah, okay, that's great. That is a good start to this vlog, and in case you're wondering, my berry crumble was very delicious. That might be on repeat every now and then once, you know, I stock my pantry full of things that I actually need to make it properly. But it did pretty well considering I made half of it up. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up for tonight and come back tomorrow. I spoke to my sister. We are probably not going to go to the zoo because it is currently raining outside tonight and is supposed to keep raining for most of tomorrow. I mean, I'll believe that when I see it because Melbourne. That's the current radar. I think we are going to go to the museum instead, and yeah, there should be a kids like section, like a scheduled kids gallery room thing that you can do for like 50 minutes. I think they run 50-minute sessions. It's for 0 to 5-year-olds. And she is now 8 months old. That's wild. Actually, in fact, she will be 8 months old tomorrow. Reminds me that I need to tell Jess that we need to take a 8-month photo.
Look, yeah. Look at it. Hello. You look at the turtle. Look. It's come to say hello. It's come to say hello.
No idea what kind of bird that is. Hi everyone, please excuse the unbrushed, wet, drying hair. I will sort this out in a minute. Oh my gosh. Anyway. So today I went to the museum with my sister and my niece, and it was a really great time. It was very wet. It was raining on and off all morning. So in the end we decided that we were going to go to the museum, which turned out to be a really great choice because Miller just had a ball looking at everything. There was a lot going on, but she had a great time. We didn't end up getting into the children's gallery, but to be honest, I don't think we really needed it. The good thing about the museum is it's not super expensive anyway, and the children's gallery is free. You just have to make sure you book in for one of the sessions. So anyway, we just did the normal museum, which worked out great. I took some footage, which hopefully I will have inserted. They have this really cool little rainforest section right as you walk in. And Miller is such an outdoorsy baby. She loves being outside, so she loved going through there. And because it was wet, and it's still outside, it had a really cool texture and it smelled really nice because of all the plants. There's some really cool water features. There's a section that focuses on Australian bushfires, particularly the Black Saturday bushfires we had a few years back. So there's some really cool information there. But they also had turtles and fish, and that was really fun to see. There is another outdoor space, Bunjalaka, which is the indigenous portion of our museum. So we took Miller through there as well, and they have eels out there and more fish. And then there was a third garden, which I don't think I took in any footage of, which is just a little outdoor space, which would be great when it's warmer for sitting outside and eating and whatnot. And then we did the dinosaurs and the insects and things that were really bright and colourful for Miller to look at. And so she had a great time. She didn't sleep on the way into the city because we caught the train. She was probably awake at the museum for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then she fell asleep and she slept for over an hour, which she doesn't tend to do unless she's on big long walks, but she actually just sort of fell asleep, and that was really great. Jess and I had a bit of a look in the gift shop, and Jess ended up buying her this really cute, I should have taken a photo of it, a really cute puffer jacket that has Australian native birds on it. It's so cute. We didn't put it on her because it's a little bit big yet, but by the time she's big enough for it, it'll be really truly winter season, so she'll get a lot of wear out of it. Yeah, then we just kind of hung out at Jess's place for a little bit. She got a few things done, and I played with Miller, and we read some books and whatnot, and took her 8-month photo because that was today. And yeah, then I came home. I grabbed some food on the way home. I did start reading Autumn Nights by Willow Astor, which is a single dad sports romance. Autumn is our female protagonist. She meets Zach at her sister's wedding. She doesn't initially realize that he is the star quarterback for an NFL team, and she thinks he's really cute. They're dancing, and then she overhears a phone conversation, and she thinks that he's cheating on his partner. And then at the end of the weekend, she goes back to work, and her boss, she's an interior designer, and her boss tells her to pack her bags. She's off to the other side of the country to work on a long-term interior design project for Zach. Autumn is kind of pissed. Anyway, she flies across the country, and she'd turned really cold towards Zach, and he was trying to figure out what was going on. And so she told him that she knew he was a cheater and why she thought that. And then when he takes her to his house to have a look at, because he said, well, we'll still do the tour, he introduces her to his daughter, and the daughter so far is really cute, but I'm only a couple of pages in, so we'll see if that lasts. I'm gonna get back to that now. I'm gonna put a jumper on because it's quite cool and just read. And then, because I had such a late lunch, I'll probably grab something to eat a little bit later on. I have finished Autumn Nights. I enjoyed it. It was a very easy read, also on Kindle Unlimited. And in this one, I think only like 10% of the way into the book when I talked to you before about it. So it is about Autumn and Zach, and we meet Zach's daughter Ivy, and I think she's like 5 or 6 maybe. Anyway, she's super adorable. She also lost most of her hearing when she was 3 years old, so she signs, and that was really incorporated beautifully into the story. I mean, I don't have personal experience with that, but it felt very respectfully done. There is some source of conflict between Zach and Ivy's mother. Ivy's mother just wasn't prepared to, one, have a child, but also to be active and to learn to sign and to be part of Ivy's new world. So there is that as a side plot, so be aware of that going into it. There's also a really dodgy ex for Autumn, as well as Autumn's boss. So Autumn is an interior designer. That's the whole reason why she's out at Zach's place, because he wants to hire her to help her design this new property, this new place that he's staying in. Autumn's boss is one put out that he didn't ask for her, like he asked for Autumn by name, and she's like a junior member of the staff, and is just awful to Autumn. And look, it's not developed as much, like it's actually not that much on page, and you know from the get-go exactly how this is going to end, because of course by the end of the book Autumn just turns around and says, no, here's my 2 weeks notice. There is a third act breakup, but the third act breakup happens at 90% of the way into the book. So they're not apart for very long. It's like 2 days. And yes, all of that would have been sorted out by having a conversation, but we'll let that slide because the rest of it is actually utterly adorable. So Zach is a quarterback, but there's very little sport in here, and Autumn makes out initially how much she does not like sports people. She does eventually learn, but it is so little on the page, which is fine with me because I am not a football person, and it is highly unlikely that I'm going to become a football person just because of romance books. Football is not hockey. But anyway, I really like their relationship. He is totally gone for her, full on gone for her. She ends up staying at his parents' place in the guest house, and his family are just precious beings. Like, this is a book that you pick up if you just want to read something. Yes, there is some drama, but you know exactly what the drama is going to be. Like, you can predict it a mile off, but the rest of it is just lovely and nice and sweet and heartwarming. I enjoyed this one, and now I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired. It is the next day and I'm going to be reading Underneath It All by Kate Canterbury. I meant to check in this morning, but I ended up going into work and just working through my to-do list. And yeah, I don't film in there anymore. So it was just literally a whole list of things to do. So everything is sort of set up ready for me to just put out properly on the first day next week. I think I've said this before, like I live right in the middle of about 4 different supermarkets. So I actually went to the furthest one today. I don't often go there because it's a pain in the neck if I'm buying lots of things because I have to walk all the way back. But it is a really nice supermarket. And I think I've just maybe every other week just alternate between going there because their fresh produce is great. Like, it always looks really good too. So yes, and while I was there, I also managed to get an Anzac pin. I think I'm gonna have a shower because I'm really hot and sweaty from walking around everywhere. I think I did, between walking up and down the building at work to the photocopier and doing laps of my suburb, I managed to hit over 8,000 steps. So I haven't been stationary today. And then I'm going to jump into Underneath It All, which I opened it up and it has an excellent first line. Like, it's great. All right, so this is the outdoor planter. It pretty much looks the same except for where I hacked off a bunch of plants to repot elsewhere. I need to do a bit more tidying up of the main head fern, but I did cut all of that way back, and so it's come back really nicely. Okay, I also have to tidy up the spider plant, but I'll do that another time. Like, it's sprouting off everywhere, so that's going to be a pain in the neck to tidy. And this is where all my offcuts went. So these are actually looking pretty good, and then it's just a little pot that I leave there so I remember to water it. These are doing well because these were literally all offcuts of plants from over there. So I didn't buy anything. I literally just cut them and shoved them in the pot. And this is my newest happy little thing. So I grew all of this mint from seeds, and then all of these herbs, so parsley, basil, and coriander, I actually bought these little tubs just from the supermarket, and I can't grow them inside because they just won't grow inside, but they seem to be doing okay here except for coriander. I feel like I just need to, you know, get a little stake and prop it up. Anyway, this all smells delicious. I love the basil. And then I have this little possum that I need to get. I've got to get like a zip tie or something and pop it maybe on something out here. I don't know. That's my newest addition, is my herbs. Is there any vlog where I don't just have messy, unbrushed, drying hair? Anyway, I started the book. I'm really enjoying it. I just want to say that I picked this book because the colours on the cover remind me of autumn. And I don't know what chapter I'm in. Hang on. What chapter am I in? Chapter 5. There is a sentence that says, the brisk autumn air. This book is set during autumn, or at least the start of it is. So this counts. Like, I didn't know that until I read it. Anyway, this is the story of Lauren and Matt. Lauren is a former primary school teacher who has received a grant to open up a brand new school. And she's desperate to try and find a property that she can develop for this new school. And she is a type A workaholic personality. Matt is an architect and structural engineer, and they meet when he goes to the site that she has picked out to get his advice on. And basically he says there's no way in hell that this is getting done in the budget that you have. And anyway, they end up going out to a bar for a drink, and he says, while we're there, tell me about what it is that you are planning and I'll let you know what sites are available that might fit the description for that. And so that's where they are. There is a really great chemistry between them, and they're both very type A characters, both very authoritative characters, so I suspect this is going to go good places. I will keep you posted. All right, so I finished Underneath It All. Very solid read. Of course I start filming and my phone decides to start beeping. Really enjoyed it. Kate Canterbury, obviously just a very solid author. And I like the fact that both our main characters are very capable, very busy, very bossy people. I like that Matthew is 100% all in. It's a total he falls first sort of situation. And he is all in from the word go. And it's actually Lauren who is kind of holding out because things are not happening in the order that she expected them to, and she's overwhelmed with trying to open a school and also being in love. And the other thing that I didn't even mention is that the Walsh family, so Matthew's family, they're all architects or work in their family's architecture firm, except for Erin, who is a sister who is off. She studies volcanoes. They have a really tumultuous relationship with their father. He has been emotionally and physically abusive to them in the past, and he is also on page. And then he also has a stroke and eventually passes away. And I'm actually going to say this is a content warning because you have all of the siblings who have a lot of anger towards their father having to then process his death, and to them this is the best possible outcome. So be aware of that going into it, because their relationship with him is not something that's going to be solved or redeemed or anything like that. And like when you read the story, you get it, because you sit there and go, how have you not cut him out of your life to this point? Like they've still managed to try and keep some kind of relationship even though it's not good for any of them. And the other thing, can I just say, the one thing I appreciate about Kate Canterbury's books is, I know, and all romance authors have lists of their backlist in their books, right? Kate Canterbury's books not only have the series and the book, but she also has the couples that feature in them, which for something like the Walsh series, which is 9 books long, but there's only 6 Walsh members: Patrick, Sam, Matt, Riley, Shannon, Erin. Yeah, so the 6 of them. There is a book for each of them, and then some of them get a second book, and there's also, I think, just a general book about the family. So knowing that is really helpful. The other thing that's really helpful about that is that there are other characters that come up, and I know that all of these books link into some of Kate Canterbury's other series, and some of her other series link into other series. So to have the characters listed next to their book means I can track that and I know where I'm going. That is a very helpful thing to have. So yes, I really enjoyed this, and I think all of these books were really, really solid. Actually, I'm really pleased with the books that I read. And look, while there was no 5 stars in it, like they're all solid 4-star books, which is great. I can't complain about that. I can't remember what I was saying when I finished the last clip, because, and it was like only 5 minutes ago, because my dad called because we are going to the jersey presentation for the 2024 season for the hockey tomorrow. I wasn't sure whether we were still going to go because dad hasn't been feeling 100%, but I think he's a bit like me. I think he's a bit of a sticky pig. He's just like, I just want to see who's on the team. Like, okay, so we're going to go to that. This is the first time I've actually worn our premiership hoodie as well. It's a fraction warm for the current weather, but anyway, this is going to be a subtle clue to fill you in into where this vlog fits in with every other vlog that I've filmed in the last 2 weeks. I really enjoyed these books. Oh, that's what I was saying. They were really good, solid 4-star books. I think if I had to rank them, I mean, Kate Canterbury is always just going to make the top of my list just because I know exactly what to expect from her writing. Great banter, sometimes over the top characters, but great. Like, they never feel creepy or overdone in that sense. And then I think Just Don't Fall, which for me is a little bit weird because it is a closed door romance, but it was just such a good feel-good story. Like, really enjoyed that. And then Autumn Nights, and not because it was a bad book, just because in this ranking that's where it falls. Like, this was not a bad list of books. So yes, hopefully you enjoyed the autumn vlog. I'm sorry there wasn't more other outside autumn stuff, just the kind of week that I'm having. But yes, if you've read any of these books, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, or if you have other recommendations for autumn or fall themed books, not necessarily holiday themed ones, but just general autumn or fall themes, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, feel free to leave some autumn leaves in the comments. There's 2 different types. I don't mind which one you pick. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.